Woakesy, how are you, my friend?
Really good, mate. Really good, thanks.
Looking fit?
Yeah, I feel fit. I mean, the shoulder's still got a bit of work to do, but everything else feels in really good shape, to be honest.
Well, we have breaking news for people that you're staying for an extra 2 years. Talk me through that.
You know, I wasn't ready to fully hang the boots up. I think obviously retiring from international cricket is one thing, but you know, I still feel like I've got some in the tank to give to Warwickshire, and pleased to have signed for another couple of years, and hopefully can give a bit back to the club that obviously I've been here since such a young age. I feel like it'd be a nice time to give something back.
What tipped the decision? Like, was there a conversation you had with your wife? Was there a conversation you had with someone that made you go, yeah, this is the one?
Didn't really need too much conversations, really. I mean, I spoke with my wife and family about it a little bit, but you know, I'm not ready to give up playing just yet. I know obviously the retirement of the international stuff, but really keen to still play. I still feel fit, still feel like I've got a desire to be competitive, and still feel like I'm good enough to do that. So, you know, obviously, as I've mentioned, I've been here since such a young age. It felt right to obviously do it, and don't want to be doing it anywhere else.
Yeah. Did the dressing room factor in at all? Were you thinking about the dressing room? Because you've been, like you said, also your role here has changed a lot as well.
Yeah, I think it does. Obviously, naturally, as you become an older player and you're more experienced player, you naturally become that sort of, hopefully, a mentor figure to some younger players, and you can pass on some, hopefully, good advice. And I'm looking forward to doing more of that. So, you know, I still have, you know, been around the dressing room a fair bit, you know, even though when I'm away with England, I then have been coming back and spend a bit of time with the lads. So I know the majority of the group, get on really well with them, and looking forward to being around a lot more often. Also, you love this city. Yeah.
Like you're Birmingham through and through.
Yeah.
Some people go to places, they move around, but you've got a mantra that you stick to.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I always feel like whenever you get home, it feels like home, and like Birmingham feels like that for me. Like it is home, always has been. Obviously, I've travelled with cricket and outside of that, but always feels like I'm coming home when I come back to Birmingham. And you know, sometimes I think city centres in particular can get a bad rap, and I think Birmingham sometimes gets that. But in my eyes, I love it. It's the home of Warwickshire, Edgbaston, Aston Villa Football Club, and then it's just always will be home. I think
you're a one club man as well. Like not only with your football club, but your allegiance to Warwickshire.
Yeah.
It's the dying trend, I think. People, and it's not slate anyone, people move around, but you've gone.
Yeah, I suppose I've been fortunate in that sort of way, I suppose. Not everyone gets that opportunity to do that. I've been lucky in a sense. Obviously grew up here, came through the pathway, came through the academy from 11 all the way through to getting a professional contract. And then, I've been fortunate that I've played in some great teams here, and I've obviously done well enough to be able to get another contract, or when you're playing for England, there's no real need for you to move county, and I feel fortunate to have been at the club for such a long time, and happy to continue that. Yeah.
You said earlier that you wanted to give back. Loyalty is an important thing to you as well. Is the giving back part the main part of your mantra as to why you feel like you want to keep going here until, I feel like you've given a lot, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I say give back. Obviously, it doesn't, it's not just all about that. I want to be able to come and perform well and do well for the team and hopefully push for silverware. That's obviously the forefront of my mind. But I feel like I can still be competitive as a player, and perform well for the club, which has to be at the forefront of your mind. But I suppose giving back, that sense for me is more a bit like when you do play for England for a long period of time, you're not with the county as much as you'd probably like to be sometimes. You get pulled away. As a bowler in particular, you get told which games you can and can't play a little bit more, and therefore the county don't get you as much as they'd probably like at times. So from that sense, it'd be nice to be around more often and be able to play a bit more and hopefully perform. That's at the end of the day, that's got to be at the forefront. You can't just rock up and not perform well, because then your place becomes at risk. So that's got to be at the forefront of your mind, is playing well and doing well for the club.
Like you said, you've been here so long that you've not only evolved as a person, but also as a player. Chris Woakes at 20 was very different to where you are now?
For me, and like sort of my relationship with the club is not just purely cricket. You know, I've come through these gates since I was 11, so I've got like a relationship with so many people that work here that a lot of people don't see. So that has a big factor as well. You know, whenever I walk in here, there's so many good people around that people don't see. You know, the real hard workers behind the scenes. You know, I've got a real good relationship with those people as well. So it's nice. I feel at home when I come to the club. As I said, I've been coming here for 25 years almost, and you know, in some capacity, and you know, you just want to extend that, and that's part of giving back, I think, as well.
You're going to have now like the week-to-week experience at Edgbaston, whereas previously you've not had that.
Yeah.
That must be exciting for you.
Yeah, it is. I think it's easier to plan. You know, from a you get your schedule point of view, and you can plan a bit better. And I suppose that week-to-week, day-to-day sort of basis stuff will be different. I mean, it's not that I've not experienced it before, because it's what I had at the start of my career when I wasn't an England player and hadn't played for England. It was, you know, it was all county cricket. So from that side of things, it'd be going back in time in many ways. I'm just at a different stage of life, I suppose.
And in terms of the actual team, who are you most looking forward to like seeing, catching up with? Like, I know you said you've been about a little bit, but now it's like it's almost like going back to school where you're with people every single day or nearly.
Yeah, I mean, there's many lads in the dressing room, within the dressing room, that I'm tight with. I played a lot with, you know, a few of the guys. You know, a lot of guys have moved on, and you know, you see youngsters come through, and you know, there's some guys that I'm looking forward to getting to know a bit better, playing with, and guys that I haven't played with before. But there's a lot in the dressing room that I have. I mean, in particular, Ollie Hallen-Dolby, Sam Hain being another one. You know, Ian Westwood's head coach, who I played a lot of cricket with through my early days at Warwickshire as well. You know, he handed me my first team cap back in 2009. So, you know, looking forward to being back working on a day-to-day basis with those guys. But really looking forward to just being with the squad in general, to be honest.
You just mentioned a couple of the bowlers there. The seam attack is strong.
Yeah, Keith Barker's back as well. That's obviously a new signing for the club. You know, you almost feel like we're getting the band back together. So that's pretty cool. It'd be good to work with Barks again. We had some great success, you know, going back 10, 15 years now, really, but some great success back then. So hopefully we can, you know, reminisce a little bit and bring back some of those days. But it's, yeah, as you said, the bowling attack looks really good. We've got a blend of experience and youth. I think that's important. Obviously, you know, there are some older guys, but you know, they'll bring the experience, and then hopefully the younger guys will bring the energy. So looking forward to that. That
obviously changes your role a lot, right? Like now a lot of people, whether you want to hear this or not, it's natural that people are going to look to you as a leader, as a mentor. How are you going to sort of approach that?
Naturally, hopefully. It's kind of, as an older player or a more experienced player, I hope that I've naturally done that over time, I think, especially when I've come back to Warwickshire and worked with some younger guys or played with some younger guys. You try and pass on some advice, and I think it's just a continuation of that, I suppose. You know, I don't think my role I don't need to look at it as any differently, because I still need to focus on my own performance and make sure that side of things ticked off. But, you know, I think naturally as an older player, you want to be able to give some words of wisdom, so to speak, to the younger players and help them along, whether that be on the field or off the field. But looking forward to that, actually. Looking forward to learning how to do more of that.
I was going to say, are you looking forward to the responsibility side of it? Because I feel like when you're typing on a WhatsApp group now, everyone else stops typing. That's probably what happens, right? Once your message,
I don't know, maybe. I'm not a massive WhatsApp talker, especially in groups. I'm sorry, apologies for that. But I think I want to be, I suppose, a bit more hands-on when I'm in and around practice, maybe. Obviously trying to tick off my own game, but definitely want to be able to, as you say, mentor some of the younger guys and help them along. I know how difficult it is as a younger player sometimes trying to find your way. So if I can help in any way, shape or form, then hopefully that can then be the case.
To you, what does like a good leader look like? Not even a leader, but what does good leadership look like?
Quite simple for me. I think good leadership looks like someone leading by example with their actions for me. You know, you can always talk well and speak well, but if it's lip service, so to speak, and then you're telling someone to do one thing and not doing it yourself, I think the best captains I've played under have kind of, you know, obviously spoken well potentially, but more so led with their actions on how they go about their business, whether that be in training or on the field. You know, the guys that have said they're going to do something a certain way and then gone and delivered it. That's great leadership for me.
That seems like a really good lesson from your career, because I was just about to ask you, from your career that you've gone through, and there's still hopefully many years to come, what are the lessons that you want to take on and possibly bring to the group?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what I've just said, I suppose. Like, I want to be able to lead by example, and that's by, you know, if I'm willing to say something or deliver something in a meeting or to a player, I want to then to be able to back that up with my own actions. So I don't think I want to look further than that, really. But lessons throughout the career is, you know, I've certainly seen certain players do things a certain way. I think more so in the back end of my career, I've seen captains and coaches come in and show that sort of aggressive, more front foot approach to the tactical side of the game. I'd like to bring a bit of that, and what that's done for me as a player, it kind of frees you up a little bit and takes away that sort of, I mean, we've all got that desire to do well, but takes away that fear of failure a little bit and try and bring a little bit of that.
Finally, dreaded question, what does success look like in 2 years for you?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, I think in sport you reflect mostly on winning trophies, right, and silverware. So I feel like it would be a good way to kind of finish my career by bringing hopefully some silverware back to Warwickshire. And obviously that's not solely on me, but I'd like to be able to contribute to silverware coming to Warwickshire. You know, it's a club that's full of tradition and full of history, and some great players have come through the doors, and overseas players and domestic players, and we've won trophies, and just want to continue to be a part of that. I think, you know, when you win a trophy as a domestic player or an international player, you remember it for starters, you remember the celebrations, you remember the people that you did it with. So create memories with the current squad and hopefully be a part of something that is special for them and for me, I suppose.
Top man. Fingers crossed that happens.
Cheers, fella.